Hey everybody, it's Kelly from Stamping in the She Barn, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator out of Oak Grove, Minnesota. My mailing address is Anoka, but I live in Oak Grove. So if you're looking me up, you might see a little difference there. Let's see. I am just a little bit early, which is no big deal. That gives people time to hop on. So while we're chatting a little, while we're waiting, this sign was made for me by my sweet friend Lisa Hansen. And she does resin stuff. She's done all kinds of stuff. She's made, oh, um, like mugs. What do I want to say? Lisa, you'll be on here. You'll be able to tell me. It's not mugs. It's like the stainless steel. And then on the outside of it, she does resin and can do all kinds of different things with that. She's done massagers with resin. She's done pens, I believe. She's done all kinds of fun stuff, but she made this for me because she knows how much I absolutely love Link of Stella. So this is going to kind of be my trademark now. Whenever I'm able to do a live, and this is right there, this is what you're going to see at first. And then at the end, it's going to be leave a little sparkle wherever you go. So we'll leave this sitting right here until I see a few comments and see a few people joining. And then we'll kind of get started from there. Lots of stuff going on today. I don't want to get too much in sharing, just for the fact being that I want everybody to be able to catch on to what we got going on today. So if you're there, please leave me a comment so that I know you can hear me and you can see me. Because those of you that know me, I have technical issues sometimes and I have had to start over, I think, once or twice. But hopefully all is good. So again, we are a little bit early. I got 3:46 right now. So I'm going to give it about another minute. And then, oh, excuse me. Hi, Chris. Yeah, I haven't seen other card making friends on here, but you never know, they might be there. Let's see. I'm going to share with you today what is happening at the end of today, because a couple of our catalogs are going away. Some of the items are carried over. Some of the items went to our last chance list. Some of those items are already gone. Some are on there with discounts up to 60%. But you'll see today is the last day for our January through April mini catalog, which is this one. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out here and set that aside for now. Oh, I'm going to set it up here, though, so that I can make sure that I remember to put it back out at the end of the video. So this mini catalog is going away. Lots and lots of things in here. Some carrying over, like I said, some going away. I love this one. That we're going to be using that nature's scenery at our stamp camp on Friday. But you'll see lots of these beautiful things. And then, oh, I should tell you, just because I've seen this, Stampin' Up! Has decided to discontinue the Memories and More line, which I'm a little bit bummed about, because I would do a class with these Memories and More cards and show you how to take basically add card bases and maybe do some die cutting or some embossing and end up with, 25 or more cards with these Memories and More. They're basically set up to do memory making, so scrapbooking, although they do also show some cards. So I'm kind of bummed about that. They're still going to keep these ephemera packs, which I'm grateful for that. My gals at Stamp Camp on Friday, I have a lot of them that are discontinued, that they're going to be able to create whatever card they want on Friday to be able to have an extra bonus card for them. So ephemera packs are good because you can make lots and lots of cards with those and get different sayings. So this catalog is going bye-bye. And then, of course, what we call our annual catalog, we will not be having annual catalog again. Well, I shouldn't say that. They could always change their mind. But as of right now, goodness sakes, I got the yawns. Oh, I even have my Mountain Dew. The annual catalog is going away. They used to have one that would last a whole year, and then they'd have one for January through April or May, just like that other mini one I showed you. They'd have that, and then they'd have another one come out September through December. Well, they're sometimes August through December. They're not going to do that anymore. They're going to have 3 catalogs that last 4 months each. Some of the items will carry over. Some will go to online exclusives. Some will go away. So just so you know, that's what's going to be happening there. I'm still not seeing anybody else, Chris, but I'm just going to keep carrying on here because we are already at 3:50 and I want to share quite a few things with you. So tonight at 1 a.m. our time, midnight Mountain Time, the new catalog goes live, the May through August catalog. You're going to see, I'm going to share 2 more swap suites or bundles with you in a little bit, and those are in this catalog. And then I can't open it up yet. Next week, or actually tomorrow, starting tomorrow, I can open it. So I'm going to set that aside. And then we have some specials going on. This one I'm super excited about. This is, Virginia's here. Oh, that's weird. I can only see Chris's comments. How strange is that? Okay, guys, if that's the case, it's, oh, Christy, I can see Christy now. So I didn't see Virginia's comment. Weird. Anyhow, welcome, guys. The joining special is, it's a great special. They don't do this very often, but the new In Colors came out. They are offering to join as a bonus. You get to choose $125 in product for $99. I don't believe you have to pay shipping. You haven't had to in the past on what they call your starter kit. There used to be a paper pumpkin in there, but they're not doing paper pumpkins anymore. But I want to show you, these are the new In Colors: Barely Blush, Crisp Cantaloupe, Golden Glow, Peaceful Pine, Hydrangea Hue. This is the old, well, this is still a current style stamp pad, but they are, Stampin' Up! Is moving to this style stamp pad. I'm going to put them both right there. This one is nice, but a lot of people have difficulty opening this, and it can be hard. This one's been well loved and well used, so it's not so bad. But when you first get them, sometimes it's hard for this to slide in and out. It's tight. Easy fix to that. You add a little chapstick to the sides of the pads, and then it will slide much better in and out. These are stored when you see it flip upside down, so it keeps ink to the top of the pad really nice. Now, this is the new style stamp pads. You're only going to see them in the new In Colors right now. They said possibly by the end of the year, or for sure in next year, all of our stamp pads will be switched over to the new style. This is a magnetic stamp pad. Absolutely love it. Easy to work with. It just opens right up. They can magnetize together, top and bottom. You can flip that over. You can squeeze some ink down into the top of this, and you can use the ink off of here to pick up, say, with your blending brushes or watercolor painting. Oh, Caroline's here. Good. Hi, Caroline. I will tell you a couple things that I have found with this. Are bundles allowed in the 125? Absolutely. You can get anything you want in the 125. The only thing is you cannot go over the 125. So shop and do as best as you can to get to 125. Now, I didn't quite finish yet, but you get, for the 125, you choose 125 for $99, and then you get one of each of the new stamp pads. So the 5 In Colors. I will tell you, darn it, I think I printed it out and I left it upstairs on my printer. I did. I seen a notice that came in that, let me back it up a little bit. The new stamp pads, the machine that runs it through and does all this stuff to it, the part that was doing that broke. So for a little while in our pre-orders, those of us that, or our demos that could pre-order these, they didn't have Peaceful Pine for a while, and they didn't have the Hydrangea Hue for a little while because of those broken parts. I think it only delayed it about a week. However, I think that slowed down their production of all of these a bit. And because they're new in colors, a new catalog coming out, there's going to be a lot of people buying this. And because of the join special, I think we're going to see a huge amount of people buying it. And the other thing, there's demonstrators out there. I haven't done this, but let me know if you're ever interested, because I would probably do it if I get enough interest. They do, what are they? It's a group where you can get the colors. You sign up for 5 months. You pay a certain dollar amount each month, and then each month you get the stamp pad re-inker, and blends, I believe, and I think you get options to it, but also all of the designer series paper that is in the new catalog, and any online exclusive that comes out in May. People do paper shares, they do ribbon shares, they do the in-color shares. So you're going to see demonstrators that do that are going to put huge orders in to fill those product shares that they do. So you're probably going to see some things happen. Hopefully Stampin' Up! Knows that they do this, and hopefully they're able to accommodate all the paper shares along with all the individual orders and demonstrators that order. But back to our stamp pad. Okay. So let's see. Somebody did put a message on something about my live, but I couldn't see it because my little thing is in the way there. So the Peaceful Pine. Okay. So it opens like this, magnetizes back. They're magnetic, so they stick together, which is super nice. The one thing I will tell you, on my Barely Blush, because right underneath here, the writing, if you look on these, is in white. It's very hard to see, especially on this real pale color. So I took my brother label maker and made a label so I could read that better. And then on the back of the pads, you get 4 labels like this. Now I peel off this whole protective layer and just leave these little guys. They're in different languages, but I use 2 of them. The first one I take and I put on the bottom part of my stamp pad. And then the other one I take and put on the inside of my stamp pad. So when these are open, I can see what color it is. If this gets lost somewhere and I'm just using this, you don't really know what stamp pad goes to that color unless you turn it over and look here. But if you see it right on the bottom of your pad, then you know that those 2 go together. But I am loving this. Another thing I should share with you, these pads are a felt pad. We switched at one point from a linen to a foam, which is what you see here. One of the things that happened when we switched these, people were used to a harder surface, and they would stamp and they would push hard to get it inked up, making sure they're getting it inked up well. And then we switched to the foam, and people would push hard, and they'd smear ink all over the place on the stamp. You get a lot more ink on your fingers. So we had to go back and we'd have to say, when I do a stamp camp, okay, with the new pads, don't forget you tap, 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 versus squish, squish, squish. So it was something we learned, and now we're going to go back to learning more of the squish, squish, squish because of the surface of the stamp pad. Let's see, what else did I want to share with you? I think that's pretty. Oh, one more thing. With the new stamp pad, they do not recommend that when you re-ink, and I will tell you, when we had our linen pads, I didn't have to re-ink near as much as I had to with our foam pads. Don't know why, but I did. Maybe because we would still squish and ink would move. I don't really know, but I did have to re-ink more. With these, you should not have to re-ink as much. I still, however, recommend you get a re-inker when you order your stamp pads so that you don't have an issue. A lot of people will wait. Hi, Jerry. I got to grab a little swallow of my Mountain Dew again. Hang on. A lot of people will wait and order re-inkers, whether it's financial or whatever the case might be. But I would order one when you can, because if a color goes away, and we will be having a color refresh, I believe, next year, when the color goes away, the fastest things that usually sell out are re-inkers. That way you have fresh ink for your pad to last probably forever. Who knows? But when you re-ink up, they recommend you re-ink the center, because what happens, and I don't have a stamp right in front of me, but I'm just going to take my glue bottle. We usually ink up in the middle of the pad, and that pushes ink out to the sides. So you basically are squishing it out. If you re-ink up to those sides, you could overflow that. I don't know that I haven't ever seen that happen, especially in one of the new pads, because I haven't used it that much, but that's what Stampin' Up! Recommends. Re-ink from the inside, and you will automatically get it to run to the outside. So there is our new pads. I just wanted to show you the little bit of difference in them. And again, talking about our join special. So really, $125 for $99, and you get 5 stamp pads for free. That's a $63 value for those 5 stamp pads. Now, if you don't like the set of 5, because it comes in the set of 5. Oh, I'm going to back up another second. The other thing that I read about those possibly running out, if they do run out, it may show, hi Lynn, it may show that you cannot get the full set of 5 anymore, because they may be out of just one of the colors. Not to worry. If you join and they do not have it, they will ship that out as soon as it's available. They'll send the other ones and not make you wait on all 5 of them. That was in our updates today. So those of you that are demonstrators on here, you can go through and read that if you want. Let's see. So if you don't want these stamp pads, you can get an additional $35 worth of product instead of getting the stamp pads. So you're basically getting $160 worth of product for $99 if you don't get the pads. If you do, what is it? $125 and $63 would be $188 worth of product, if my math brain is working right. So this is an amazing deal. I will tell you, if you join my team, I am known as the She Barn Stamping Crew as my team, and I do a monthly meeting with other demonstrators. We do swap cards. You're going to see a few of those today in some of the cards I'm going to show you. But we swap cards, we visit, we demonstrate. Sometimes we take turns doing different demonstrations. I usually share my swaps there. Any news that's going on with Stampin' Up!, we talk about that there. We have fun, but it's yet informative. And I do have my business part of my meeting at the end of the meeting. So we do our swaps first, demonstrating and a little chatting, and then we get into the business. So if you join, you want to come to the meeting, you don't have to come to the meeting, but if you want to, and you're not really into wanting to make this any kind of a business, you don't have to stay beyond that point for the meeting. If you do, great. Sometimes it's just informative, even though you're not doing a business with it. I will not push anybody to do a business. It's totally up to you. I got into it for the discount. You do get a 20% discount on your orders after your starter kit. Let's see. If you do a certain amount of sales, you start as a bronze and you move up to a bronze elite, then you can get 25% off your sales. And then no matter how far up you go on the ladder or chain or whatever, 25 is the max discount you'll ever get. But I just want you to know about this. If it's something that interests you, you have questions, reach out and talk to me. It is one heck of a deal. And this goes from May 5th through May 31st. Okay, that was a bit of talking about that, but I needed to share because I wanted to show you the stamp pads, and I wanted you to know it is a good deal, especially if you typically get in colors. Okay, next thing I want to share is going live again tonight at 1 a.m. Product of the month. This one is Vellum. It's some beautiful paper. I probably will get it because I just usually get it. You do have to spend $75, and then you can purchase this for an additional $5. You get rewards on all of that. It is while supplies last, and you can only get one product of the month. You can never get more than one. So sometimes I will say to people, I'm going to put an order in. If you want to add your order to mine, that's great. But I will tell you, if you're going to add a product of the month, it's in your best interest to order it yourself, put your $75 in, get it for $5. It will ship direct to you. However, I sometimes do group shipping to help save on shipping. But if you're doing this, you're already at your max group shipping. Your max shipping to cover the $7.95. So it wouldn't be wise really for you to send your order to me unless you have some difficulty. Sometimes my friend Laura, I don't know, with that UPS guy, he throws it out at the end of she's got a long curving driveway, so you don't even see her house. So she doesn't even know if UPS came, but they throw her package out by her mailbox. And she's just now gone to say, forget it. She just has me take care of it and have it shipped here, which you can still do that with group shipping because they wait, put everything from everybody's order in one or two boxes, however many boxes it fills up, and then it comes to whoever you designate as the address for your group shipping. And then basically it comes to me when it's like my card club, and then I separate out the orders. I do give back with my card club, and even my demonstrator friends, if they happen to order through me, I do give back any rewards that I would earn, gift it back to them. Okay, so that is our product of the month that starts tonight at 1 a.m. We did have a little sneak peek at two kits that are coming out, and I'm going to try and hold it up because it's pretty light. This first one is called Pretty Party Kit. They gave us the number, but they didn't tell us the price. But it looks like you're going to get 9 cards, and it looks to me like it's kind of foiled type of cards. And that, again, at 1 o'clock tonight. And then the second one is called Serene Scenes Kit. So you can see they're kind of framed scenery. Again, I'm guessing 9 cards with that, but they did not give us prices on that. So that's kind of my news. Let me just make sure I cut everything. So the 2 kits, the joining special product of the month, our new catalog that starts tonight at 1 a.m. Let's see. I am going to be putting an order in, and if you just have some small items that you need added, or you want me to add to my order for you to help save on some shipping. I know a couple people were talking about some things that were on last chance list, like the Stays On cleaner, because the Stays On and Memento pads are going away. They just asked if I'd throw it on my order. So if you have anything like that, let me know. You got to let me know by 6 o'clock tonight, or since we're kind of on here for a little bit, 8 o'clock, I would say, would be the latest that I would want to know so I can get it ready to go on the order. Okay, so let's set that aside. Now, let's do some swaps. All right. This swap, you're going to find it in a suite in the new catalog on page 32. It's called Velvet Meadow Suite. I'm going to turn around and see if I can grab my Velvet Meadow paper. I have cut some of it up already because I have needed to use it. So let me just pop out a few little parts of this here so you can see. This is one of the cards, 12 by 12. Now, I have cut it down, and anywhere where you see, not this big white one, but these little white little white flowers. There, you can kind of see it lifts up. It's velvety, so they're super pretty. Let's see. Oh, and the back of that one is just a simple pattern. You only see the velvet on one side of these sheets, by the way. Here's another sheet. If I can get it out of here, it's wanting to stick to something here. There we go. Here's another one. And again, this is all velvety in here. But look at these beautiful sheets. So there you can kind of see the 3D dimension to that. And then the back side, again, is a very simple pattern. Let me get another sheet. Oh, that's that same sheet cut in half. Here's one. And then the little tiny white flowers in there are the velvety, but I'm loving these colors. That's the back. Oh, I should tell you the colors that are in here. Basic beige, berry burst, bubble bath, cloud cover, daffodil delight, and peaceful pine. So you do see some in colors in there. Here's another one. And if you notice, I'm going to hold this one up. You can, there, maybe there, now you can see the velvet on there really good. But look at how beautiful that is. And then here's the back. There's another one. And again, you can see the velvety on there of all the white. And there's the back. I think I have one more here. And again, there you can see the velvety. And then there is the back. And there's your basic beige. So I'm just going to throw this aside. You got the chance to see the designer series paper. It is beautiful. And then we're going to go ahead and start with some cards. This one is from Lori Krause. And this is her card. And she just cut a piece of that designer series paper down. It looks like she layered it onto some bubble bath. Not sure that you can see that little tiny butterfly. Let me just show you these quick because they are super adorable. And you can see I've been using them. They're in all of the new in colors. And there's 2 different sizes of the butterflies. Oh, asked if you were getting blown away out there. I can finally see you, Virginia. I couldn't see you earlier, Virginia. Yeah, it's windy here. It's cool and windy. Somebody said we might hit frost again tonight. So if you got some plants out there in Minnesota, be sure to pull them in. Oh, this is from... Nope, that is not Laura Milligan. Hers must have fell out of her card. I'll see if I find one. And then she just did some of the little flowers inside on the basic white. So there's that one. And then we have, this one is from Darla Watson. And this is her card. I love how she layered these onto some of the green. This is the peaceful pine. And she's got some little greenery and then, of course, some twine. And added just a little touch of ribbon off the one side. I really like this card. And then just simple on the inside. So you can pretty much, let's see what she put. So many reasons to celebrate. Yep, I like it too. Love to see those hearts. Okay, this one is from Sandy Carlson. And this is her card. And she did some layering. Looks like she used the banner punch. Oh, this is another one of the embellishments that is from the catalog. Let me just grab my pack here. I can share that with you. So you get 3 different colors in that and 2 different size flowers. I think, yep, 2 different size flowers. So what do you get? 120 of these flowers. Dreamy flowers, that's called. And then she used a scallop dies. That's in one of our suites. And then this looks like the stitch shape. And of course she used that special paper. And the next card we're going to see is, or the next suite we're going to see is the Fern and Flora. And this is the embossing folder for it. And you can see Sandy used that on her white paper on that layer of her card. And then we have one. Oh, this must be the one from Laura Milligan. And this is her card. She did a little splattering on there. She used the paper and some of the peaceful pine. Wow, that's weird paper. That's something. That's something different. I don't know what it is, but it's like velvety or foamy. I wonder if I missed that in the catalog. But it's really cool. Too bad you can't feel it because it's really cool. This is our new ribbon of Barely Blush. This is one of the flowers. Again, she's got that little accent on there. You always make me smile. And for showing you care. So that one is Laura's. And then this one, my mom made. And she used, this was one of our swaps from actually our card club and our demo group. We got these in the swaps. And she did the vine, brick and vine, mortar and vine, I think it's called. Embossing folder. I have it over there, but it's not coming to me directly. We got some white twine. She did some of the fluttering butterflies. Oh, I never even noticed that. She layered 2 butterflies on there. Look at how cute that is. And then used the vellum paper. And I don't know if you can see it, but oh, there's the shine. She Winkastellaed some things. And then just fussy cut out a saying. And added some little butterflies on the inside. So that's my mom, Barb's card. And then this was one of the cards I was going to show you today because I don't know if you notice it, but probably hard on here. There's some creasing done in here. And that's one of the things is I'm going to show you how to do some scoring to highlight different things. But since we had this paper on here, I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and share this one with you. So that's one of the cards that I did as a sample. All right, so again, that's our Velvet Meadow Suite. And then let's go to the Fern and Flora. I got some beautiful cards. I'm going to move these stamp pads over quick. I got some beautiful cards with this suite. And it's called the Moonlit Flora Suite. On page 34, you'll find it. So Fern and Flora bundle will be on page 37. The embossing folder will be on 61. And the DSP will be on page 65. They've changed the catalog a little bit to be able to shop it easier by product. Like they're back to having all the punches on one page, the dies on one page. You will see suites first. And then you'll see bundles. So you may see some of these things repeated, of course, because they might be in a suite. Bundles, then stamps. And then I think it's dies and then all the rest of the embellishment type of stuff. Ribbons and such are back onto one page. But look at this pretty card. Leslie Baumgartner. Look at how pretty that is. You can really see the 3D embossing folder, how much it stands out with this. And then she's got some of the greenery that is in the suite. Again, she did some twine and then just some little strips of the different designer series papers. So you get a little taste of seeing what is in the designer series paper. Nothing on the inside other than white, but look at how pretty that card is. Then we have, let me grab one here. This is from Kathy Morgan. So she stamped a little, the moth and you're an amazing friend on the inside. Thankful for you. Here's our little moth again. And then and up here. And then she used the embossing folder on the background. And then these are dies again from that same Fern and Flora bundle. So look at how pretty that is. Then we have a little bit of a fun fold card here. This one is from Kelly Atchison. And on her inside, she's got some of the fern and then Thankful for You with a little moth. And then on the outside, and this is the golden hue, which is one of the new in colors. And it's kind of more of a brown yellow, I guess you could say. It's not like really any of our other yellows that we've had. but it's very unique, and I like the way it looks. At first I was a little leery, but the more I see it, the more I like it. You make the world a better place, a little bit of the ribbon, and popped up the little moth. And then, of course, we have some of the designer series. So this card sits up like this, kind of like an easel. So that one's from Kelly. And then we have another one, and I like this. You'll see a lot of the mossy meadow colors were used because it goes obviously great with the designer series paper. But I really like this old olive and how it makes it stand out a little bit better. Let's see, who did this one? Michelle Hornback. Oh, see, I see them hearts. I love it too. This is that golden hue ribbon. And then she colored a little bit of flowers with the blends. And I really like how she popped out. I don't know if you can see it or not. How she popped up these little ferns. And it just gives this card so much more dimension. And then a little bit of designer series paper. And this looks like Secret Sea in colors behind there. She did a great job on the colors on this. Add a little fern inside and thankful for you. Again, I think I really like that old olive. I didn't really pay attention to that until just now. All right, this one is from one of my card club people and another one of my downline demonstrators. Her name is Laura Kelly. She used the fern on the back of this card, but then remember the little in colors that had the little ducky and the deer, and I think it was a bunny, if I remember right. I was looking for mine the other day, and Lord knows where it is, but I know it's somewhere. Happiest birthday wishes. And then she just colored this a little bit with, I'm guessing, the blends. And then just left it simple on the inside. So that was, oh, and this is Spotlight on Nature dies. That's my friend Laura. And then I have another one here. Lynn is on here. She created this card for our demo group. And this is one of the bookbinding cards, only it opens, oops, I got to glue that back down. Only it opens from the top where normally you see it open this way. And she used the Golden Glow and the special paper. Look at how pretty those white moths stick out from there. She did a little butterfly with those gems. Little twine behind there, and You're an Amazing Friend. Looks like she colored with some blends on there. There's another little butterfly. Oh, and I almost missed that little guy down there. So great job, Lynn. Thank you for sharing that in our demo group. And then I have another card that is done by Sue Kempner Miller. And this is a fun fold card. This is the scallop dies. I did buy the scallop dies. That's one of the dies that will, or that's the part of a suite that will be here for a year that Stampin' Up! Has put out, which I'm very thankful for. Helps us as demonstrators to be able to demonstrate these longer and helps save us in our pocketbooks to not have to buy all kinds, and we can still show them. Let's see. This is soft sea foam. That looks like old olive. Oh my gosh, what is this green one? Shaded spruce. Maybe not garden green. What is that one? Not sure what that color is. Oh, Karen made it. Hi, Karen. Yes, great card. Thankful for you. And then this opens like this. And then she's got, again, some more of that soft sea foam on the inside. All these green colors are going really good. And then, of course, little stamped image there. You make the world a better place. Little strip of some designer series paper. And I don't know if you noticed, but you can see she cut that whole scallop out and then just put that side of it down on the inside. Great way to kind of hide that. This could be a good fun fold card. I think my next camp after this week is going to be a fun fold. So that is that beautiful card. Oh, and that was Sue. I better put that card back in there so I know who made that. And then we have one more fun fold, and this is from Kathy Miller. This is the back of the card where you can write your whatever you want to the people. And then it opens like this. Let's see if I can get that on the camera. Opens like that, but what a great way to show this beautiful paper. again, let's see, golden hue, and the arches are used. What a beautiful card. I am enjoying those arches. I hope they stay for a long time because there's so much fun you can do with them. Love this card. Love the colors. All right. So that is my swaps. So now we're going to get into, oops, let me put this over here. We are going to get into some of the things I'm going to do with my Make a Card Monday. Now, you can do, I'm going to show you how lines on a card can draw your attention to a specific area. So if you want an image that, oh, let's say that little duck, you want your eyes to draw into that duck by strategically putting lines around, you will see your eye will draw into that. Maybe it's a saying you want, your eye will draw into that. So to do some scoring, if you have a paper trimmer, there's a little gray blade, that's your scoring blade, and you can score with your trimmer. There's Stampin' Up! Has the Simply Scored scoring tool, which is this, and I like it, and I'm going to show it to you. I like it because you can get these little markers, so you can set up your scoring and make it super easy without having to think too hard, because some days it's harder to think than others, and I know you guys can relate to me on that. Okay, I'm going to get a little swallow here. Okay, and then the other thing, let's say for some reason you take your scoring tool out and you just have your trimmer for a cutting tool. Now, you can take your pick tool. There is, it comes with these attachments. So this has the little, let me pull mine out, has the little green adhesive on there. So this is great for picking up different things, embellishments. I've even used it. I dropped those stupid dimensional backings on the floor and I can't pick it up because it just won't stick to my finger. This works good for that. This is filled with putty. I'm going to share something with you that I found out the other day. My mom actually had this happen. So it happened to me. It happened to my friend Lynn. It happened to my mom. This part comes and this is how it is. Well, we could not get this to screw into our take your pick tool to get the putty to go up. And we thought something was wrong with these. We called Stampin' Up, told Stampin' Up about it. They sent us replacements of these, and you get 2 of these with your take your pick tool. Well, what happened, there's a plunger in here. Now, I don't know if I can get it out because I pushed it up so far. But this plunger, nope, I can't now. This plunger was not all the way up in there. So when you look in here, it would, I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't see it in there. But there's a stopper down at the bottom. And this would hit and it wouldn't go all the way in. Well, all of a sudden we take and we push that plunger a little bit. Well, it went up to where it should be, and now it's working normally. We did my mom let Stampin' Up know about that, because I am sure they replaced a ton of these. I know they did it for me twice, my other friend Lynn twice, my mom, not realizing that that's what the issue was with it. So if you have one of these, make sure you check that out because it has happened. Now on the other end, there's a pointy pick tool, so a piercing tool, and then there's a putty knife, and then also, of course, wouldn't you know, it's not in here, so let me just quick look and see if I can see. Oh yeah, maybe it's up here. Let me look. Shoot, nope, it's not in there. I don't have that end in here. I think I have it out in the she barn. But this end has a stylus on each end of it, and you can use this in that line of your trimmer to do scoring. Okay, let me get started. So I'm going to share with you a few things, and then I'm going to do a little bit of scoring just so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is my Simply Score tool. I'm going to try and lift this up just a little bit where I can still see your comments, but you can see this. Now this comes with your stylus. So you've got a narrow end and a thicker end. I do not recommend using this narrow end. Pretty much I don't get in the habit of it, because if I need to score on designer series paper and I'm scoring down it with this little end, a lot of times I'll poke right through that designer series paper, because designer series paper is thinner than cardstock. So I try to always use my bigger end of my stylus. And then in here, this does open, and again, I don't remember, I haven't done it for so long, I can't remember how to open it, but it does open. You can store things in there, and these little tools, you can lift them up and you can move them and put them wherever you need your scoring to do. So let's say you've got 20 projects you want to do, or for your card club or whoever, and you need to score all these. Well, you can set these up so you can just put your paper in there and you can score. Okay, so I'm just going to grab this one. Let's see. I'm going to show you. I think you can see this over here. So this piece of paper, and it's a 5 1/4 by 4, so it would be like one of your masked layers on, I need a color background here. It'd be one of your masked layers, typically on your card. Okay, so what I did is I put this in here and I used my stylus. Now it says to score at 1/2 inch, 5/8 and 5/8 inch on all 4 sides. So let's see if I can get in here. So here's my 1/2 inch mark, and I scored. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8 I scored. If you don't like going by eighths, skip and go quarters. It might make it way easier for you. Then you turn it and you do the same thing again. 1/2 inch and score, and 5/8 and score. Turn and do it again, and turn and do it again. So now you have this pattern. Oh, can you see it there? I don't know if you can see. Let's try it on this side. It might pop out a little more. There, you can see the lines. So you have 2 sides of your paper. You can do it where the score lines are popped up, or you can do it where the score lines are indented. You look at your card and see what you think shows up better for you. So this is the first card. Okay. Now, let me just show you how I did this card. I'm going to put my score pal aside for now, and we're going to create one of these cards. So here is my sample, and you can see now I did this basic white on basic white. You can see my scores, and then this piece was cut down to, and this is our Velvet Meadow Sweet Flowering Meadow paper. No, not Flowering Meadow. Let me tell you. Shoot. Now I gotta get my pieces flipped over. Velvet Meadow paper. And this is 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. That's our little piece. That's gonna go, oops, I gotta get my flowers right. That would go right in here. Okay, and then I just added a ribbon around to it and made a little bow with the glue. And then I just did a little hello friend saying on it. And then I added a little strip of the paper on the inside. So we're going to create one of these cards, but we're going to do a little variation of it. So on this card, I am using Bubble Bath, because that is one of the colors that is in that paper. That velvet paper, and that's your standard 8 1/2 by 11, scored at 4 1/4, and then I added a 5 by 4 1/4 piece of basic white for the inside. I already scored my little paper. Now this one, if you notice, let's see if I can show you in there, that's indented, and this is just flipped over from the indent to this way. So I'm going to show you this way just to give you another variation. And I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this piece to the front. So let me just get this. I got to slide this down a little bit, guys. Hopefully I'm still in the same screen. But I just got to get centered a little bit better. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to take and add our ribbon to this. So let me just put some adhesive on there. Make sure I got the right. Nope, you know what? I put it on the wrong end. Okay, let's put it on here the right way. I'm going to go ahead and add my little strip of ribbon to it. I'm going to cut that little excess piece off there. Hopefully I'm in the screen okay. And then I am going to actually pop this up because I want to make it a little bit more dimensional than the last one. So let me put some dimensionals on there. And if you put your dimensionals over the ribbon, that'll help hold your ribbon down. Got lots of little scraps to put on here. Put one on the inside or the middle, one on each end. I got one more here. Okay, let me pull this stuff off of here and then we'll get that on the card. I really like the colors that are in this card. Okay, bring this down. Now I'm going to center it in between these lines because that's my focal point. So I'm going to just pull it down again. Hopefully you guys can see in the camera. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to put Hello Friend on this one. Now I can put it up here. I can put it here. I can put it at an angle. You know, we're going to do this one at an angle because I'm going to put that ribbon down there. So that'll be kind of tied in. Your eye will draw in there. And I'm just going to keep that flat. So let me put that on there. Something you could do if you wanted. You could add a little ink around the edge to make that stand out a little more. Or if you don't want it to, keep the ink off of there. And then I'm just going to grab a little glue dot for my bow. And we're going to add the little bow right down here. And then I want to add this Best Wishes to the inside of my card. And of course, I did not write on my card where these sayings came from. So I'm hoping it might be from that set, but I could be wrong. Okay, there's our card. Now, I did pull up, where did they go? Here we go. I did bring in my little butterflies, and I think butterflies would look really cute with this. So I'm just going to put a couple, the little pink butterflies around. And I like, again, to keep a quantity of 3. And of course, if you make a triangle, that's another way of drawing people's eyes in. So there is that card. Fast and easy, score those lines, and there's your sample. This was my original one I made. I'm going to put, should I put Best Wishes in there? I think I'll leave this one just Hello Friend. Okay, so there's one of the sets of cards. Then the next one, I'm going to do some scoring on here and show you. Hopefully, I can stay within the screen. Let me move my whole plate over to keep it level. Now, this one, we're going to do the scoring of the lines like, can you see it? Not see it? Have to go this way. There, I think at an angle. You'll see I have 3 sets of lines, 3 on this side and 3 here. So that's what I'm going to do. And our scoring for this. And I'm going to, it's easier for me, instead of trying to get tight to this side, It's easier for me to do this side and then move in, but you know what? Yeah. So instead of having it like this, it's going to be like this, and I'm going to score here and here just because I don't have this wall to worry about. Very pretty. Thank you, Chris. Okay, so we're going to score it 2 1/8. Can you see this? Maybe not. 2 1/8, 2 1/4, and 2 3/8. So there's 2 1/8, 2 1/4 right there. And then 2 3/8, 1 2 3/8. And then we're going to do it again at 3 3/8. So let me move this little guy here, which I could have probably put these in to do it. Get that out of the way. Okay, 3 1 2 3/8. 3 1/2 right there. And then 3 5/8, which is the next one. 1 2 3 4 5/8. Okay, so there's our pattern. Now let's just get this out of the way, and I am going to show you. Oh, you know what? Oh yeah, I do too have a piece here. No, I do not. I already made all the cards for this one, so let me just show you what I made with that. This is what I did is I took that velvet. Okay, so I better bring this up a little. Yay, Lisa made it. This is white on white layer, basic white on white. You can see, hopefully you can see my little strips in there, my scoring. And then I took the velvet paper and I cut, let's see, what size is this? This is 3/4 inch piece by it must be 3/4 by 4. And then I did a couple of leaves and a saying. I kept it real simple, but you can see I wink a Stella because I had to wink a Stella. And then, oh, didn't put anything on the inside. So very simple. And then I stepped it up a little bit, added another one, but I wanted to bring more color in. So I stamped the flowers. What set was that from? I can't believe I didn't put all those little pieces of paper on there. But I did the flowers, and I did it in Barely Blush. I hope that's, I want to tell you, make sure I've given you the right in color. Yes, Barely Blush. And then I took the Berry Burst with a dauber and went around the outside of my stamp, and then I stamped that on there. That's how you get those two different colors. Again, I did Hello Friend, added a few little butterflies to it. Did I do anything on the inside? Oh, yep, and added a flower on the inside. And then this one I kept real simple. Again, this is bringing your focal point into that paper. Special thanks. I used some embellishments with the cloud cover that I thought looked really good with this paper. Nothing on the inside. And again, that's white on white. Now this one I popped up with dimensionals so it stands out a little better than the base on this one. And then I added ribbon to this one with a few cutout leaves and same scoring again. Now, if you notice, I don't know if you can see, this one stands out. This one's indented. And I don't think I put anything on the inside. Oh yeah, I added a couple little leaves on the inside. And then this one I was messing around and I thought, I could easily, I wanted to see what would happen to those white velvet flowers, and I took my blending brush with some green and went over the top of it. I think it made those leaves stand out a little bit more than, let's see if I can get just a plain white one, than just the plain white. It just, to me, it made them stand out. If you like it, you like it. You don't, not to worry. And then added a little butterfly to it. And then let's see, I gotta find if I got more samples here. This one's going to that. Oh, I forgot to, no, I did too show you that sample. I wanted to share this one with you and this one with you before I do my next make and take. This one Karen Nelson made at our card club. She had no idea, I'm sure, that I was doing this, but look what she did. She used the scoring on there all the way down to highlight her little arched, I think this was the Meandering Meadows paper, if I remember right. Very beautiful sympathy card. I will tell you, she did cut out, I think, Karen, you said 3 layers to make that little arch stand out a little bit more, which it really does and adds to the card. Added a little butterfly on the inside. But again, Karen had no idea that I was doing this for my Make a Card Monday, but look at, she did it already. And then I want to share one more card with you that another gal in our card club did. Same idea. She had no idea I was doing this, but she used an embossing folder, top and bottom, to create drawing your eye into the saying here. Now, I did change up the card just a little bit. Peggy Bergley made this, and with her card, she just colored the center of her sunflowers with, I think it was maybe early espresso. It was a darker color. Autumn something paper. Oh, I got slow connection on your card. Oh, Splendid Autumn. Splendid Autumn might be what it was. But on here, I wanted to make my sunflowers stand out a little bit more than what they were doing. So I just went and added with my blending brush, just picked up some crushed curry, and then I kind of went around my flowers to pop those flowers out just a little bit more. And then I added some pecan pie onto here to bring a little bit of the brown in, and then very lightly did the leaves on the side and a little bit of green. Didn't even ink up my blending brush again. I just grabbed a green one that I had on hand. But again, see how things can draw your eye in. I will tell you one thing Peggy shared with us when she did this embossing folder. It's the sunflower one. So she knew she was going so far in on each of her folder. She drew a little line across on her folder so she knew where to set those up for each of the cards, because we have 14 people in our card club, so we make 14 cards. So it just made it a lot easier, and I love that she shared. That's how she did that with us. She was going to go home and try and do a card this way and this way too, she was talking about. So it's your day, and she's got some of the little birds, the brass birds on hers. So again, that was my card club. And then let's see, I'm going to show how we doing on time. 4:47. Okay, I'm going to do one more make and take, and then I wanted to show you, if we got some time, something about the product of the month eyelet folder that I learned that I really liked. So I just want to share that with you. Okay, so this is the card we're doing. Now, this one has 3 lines on the top and on the bottom. Now, you could do your card this way, or you could easily go this way, and your lines would work also. So let me just show you the scoring on this one. And this one was scored at 4 5/8, 4 3/4, and 4 7/8. So let me just get this out of the way. Or we could, you know what? We could even do it. 1 2 3 4 5/8, 4 5/8. Oh, these are going to be too tight next to each other. We're going to leave them out. Okay. Where did my stylus go? There it is. Okay, 4 5/8, 4 3/4, and 4 7/8. So 4 and 1 2 3 4 5/8, 4 3/4, and 4 7/8. Now again, I would be tight to this side, so what I'm going to do is flip it around, and we're going to score in the same place. 1 2 3 4 5/8, 4 3/4, and 4 7/8. So made it easier for me. If this doesn't bug you over here, oh, hi, Chris, glad you made it. If this doesn't bug you trying to score with that in the way, then do that side at, what is it, 1, 2, 3 3/8, a 1/2 inch, and then 5/8 on that side. Or like I did, just flip it around and you can do it that way easily. Again, remember, you can use either side of your paper if they're embossed and standing up or indented, either way. All right, let me put this away and we'll get making that card. All right, let me get all my pieces out here. So here is my card base. And then this is, let's see, so this one's indented, so we're going to do the opposite. We're going to have it emboss. So we're going to go ahead and put this one on here like this. And I'm going to stand this up. You know what? We're going to do something a little different. I just am going to grab my peaceful pine. And I'm going to grab a sponge dauber. I could even do it with a blending brush, but I'm going to grab a sponge dauber. And I'm going to just add a little color to my scored piece. Just by running this along the side, that will make this piece stand out a little bit more white on white and give you another idea on what you can do. So again, just run that along the edge. I could probably even do this right along my stamp pad if I wanted to. I was a little leery of doing that. Hopefully I'm on the screen. I was leery of doing that with our foam pads because I seen, and it might even have been myself or somebody else, do it, and it cut the stamp pad, put a slice in it. And I just kind of quit doing it. But I would think with these felt pads, we would not have that issue at all. But daubers work really well. So let me get my peaceful pine out of the way and my dauber out of the way. And then you'll be able to see how this stands out on this card a little better versus tone on tone. Okay, so let's do that. And I think because I put that green on there, I don't think I really need to pop this up. Although if you want to give even a little more dimension, you can always pop it up. Now let's see how well I'm going to do because I got this a little ways away from me. There we go. Okay, and then on my sample card, you can see I ran the ribbon across there. So we're going to go ahead and run our ribbon across here. And again, this is the new in color Peaceful Pine. Cut this little piece off. All right, now this one we can easily make it horizontal. And I'm just going to center it in between those lines. Oh, my ribbon's not very straight there. Let me move that just a smidgy. There we go. And I think we're going to take and pop this one up because we didn't pop that. So we're going to go ahead and do this. So let me get some dimensionals on there. And you probably wouldn't need to use that many dimensionals as I did, but what the heck, we're going to do it. You could probably go right away with the corners and maybe one in the middle. All right. I'm going to bring this down so that I can see it. Oh, Krish says, I prefer color color on white. If you flick it, it works, but if you slide it, it cuts. Oh, good to know, Lisa. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and center this guy. Ooh, and you know what? This one is, I think, exactly the size of this paper, so probably should have cut it down knowing I was going to turn it a little bit. Yeah, I should have. Yeah, if I would have cut it down, because we'd have been fine this way. But it is what it is now, and it's down on there. Okay, so now we have a best wishes saying. Now on my other card, I did it right in the middle, which I think I'm going to do that again. The middle of this and this maybe. We'll bring it down there, and then we're going to add my little bow down here. Yep, I think that's what we'll do. And we're going to go ahead and just adhere this with the tape runner. Let's see. I'm going to center from there to there, I hope. Close as I can get. And then I need a little glue dot for my bow. I'm typically not like a white on white type of a color. I usually like to add more color to my cards, so that's probably why I like doing that edge on there. And you know what? We can get away with some little butterflies. So let me grab a few little butterflies. I think they'll stand out okay on this paper. And if they didn't stand out, you could always put them on the outside. Let's see. I think we'll put one maybe down here. And one up there kind of to do another little triangle. Okay. So there we go. So those are our samples. So there's this one and this one. And then let me pull out my other one. Let's see. Where did it go? Where did my other sample go? Oh, here. I put it up here. Okay. That one and that one. And then, you know what? I don't think I shared this one with you. So this is the same card, but I chose to do an embossing folder with the daisies. I think you can see that. But I will tell you, I did want to add a little bit of a frame with the berry around it. And because I chose to do the embossing folder after my lines kind of disappeared when I scored, so I had to go back over and score them again. But there's another card idea for you. Okay. So make-a cards are done. Now, I do have a little time yet here, so I'm going to share something with you because I know a lot of my card club gals got the product of the month, the Eyelet Bloom die. So let me share this die with you. And I think I probably shared a little bit last week with you on this die. But this die has lots and lots of little holes. Let me see if I can put it behind a dark color. I think you can, oh, maybe you can't see the holes up close. There, you can kind of see it when I move it down, the green in between there. But all those little holes, and then in these flowers had little holes also. They did not want to come out of my die very well. So if you put a piece of, this is a page protector, and it's just folded in half, and I use them all the time. If you put this in between, so let's see, your paper and this, and you run it through any kind of detailed die, a die that has a lot of detail, whether it's intricate or other, these pieces will pop right out of there when you use the page protector. I always keep one handy by my die cut and emboss machine. So let me show you this. Let's do it this way again. This is ran through and all those little pieces came out. Okay. Now, this one in particular, again, I ran through, those little pieces came out. But remember me talking about that impressions pad? That, oh, where is my impression? Here it is. That impressions pad that you need for a couple of the stamp sets. You can use this impressions pad for so many more things than just getting things to pop out. You can take and put your dies on there. So here's what your layer would be. Your base plate to your machine, your cardstock. No, sorry. Your base plate to your machine, your die with your cutting edges facing up, and then you put your paper on top of it, and then you put your impressions pad on, and then you put on what we call the 3D, which is number 4. If it's a Stampin' Up! One, it's gray. Let me grab it so I can show you what I'm talking about. So instead of your clear plate, you use your number 4 plate for your that you use for like 3D embossing folders, and then you'll use this with your impressions plate, and you don't use those clear plates anymore. And then you run it through, and when you run it through, it will give you a little so if it's a die, it will give you the impression of the die, but it won't cut out the die. So this one, let's see. This one here, I'm hoping you'll be able to see it on the screen. This one was done just flat, no impressions plate, just ran through the die. This one I turned around and I ran through with the impressions plate. I'm going to put them next to each other. I'm not sure if you can see it very well, but it popped these little guys up a little bit more. Now this one I turned around and did again, and you can see how that, hopefully you can see it on the screen. It pops it up even more. Now I did not use my my acrylic or my page protector. I wanted this just to pop up and emboss more. I'm hoping you can see that. I hope you can, but it pops this pattern up really nicely, makes it kind of puffy so it stands out more versus the flat of, let me see if I can do it here again, versus the flat of this one. Maybe that shows it a little bit more. I'm hoping you can see it. But anyhow, I just wanted you to know that you can use that impressions mat for many more things. And I was just amazed when I first seen the gal do this. I'm like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Because you can. All right. Done with that little spiel. Now we are on to, I was going to make one more card, but we're kind of running behind the time. So I'm going to leave that for next week, and we're going to get into our drawing. So if you remember right, we did the Painted Skies kit. Chris says we can have time. Well, is that it? I'm not sure what you meant by that, Chris. Okay, so I'm going to just keep rolling. So we're going to do, share with you the Painted Skies that we did last week. So here were our cards from last week. Love, love, love these cards. I did order a refill, and Chris, I think you ordered this kit after watching this. Again, remember this was our kit. You get 3 of each of the cards, and I have not done much for alternates other than what I showed you last week with doing the little bit of blending brushes and adding the wave and things on the inside. So we're going to go ahead and give away these 3 cards. And when I get a chance to make more alternates, I will be happy to share those alternates with you. Let's see. So in our drawing this week, we have Schudi-SHE, which is my friend Sheila, Chris, Michelle, Lynn, Leanna, Chris Conroy. This is Chris Flager. And by the way, Chris, we want to keep Chris in prayers. She has hip replacement surgery tomorrow, and I didn't want to forget that. So be sure to keep Chris in your prayers. Karen, Caroline, Beth, Barb, Virginia, Luann, Jerry, Eileen, Sylvia, Laura, and Lisa Hansen. So, oh, look at that. That little bugger would have kicked these 2 people out. I didn't catch it sticking. So we're going to just go ahead and give away this one, and then this one. So here is our first one. I know you guys, everybody wants this. I just know it. Let's see, I got one. Okay, so our winner for this one, guess who it is? Virginia! Congratulations, Virginia. Let me grab an envelope. Let me put Virginia. Oh, this is going to be the next one, then this one. Let me put Virginia on here. Oh, that envelope is gunched. We don't like a gunched one. And I know that's not a real word, but I liked it. Okay, so Virginia. And I will put that in your pack of cards I have for you, Virginia. Let's see. Yeah, we'll set that one aside. Then our next one is going to be this. Thanks for keeping me afloat. Oh, getting a little excited, Kelly. Come on, calm down. All right, and our winner for this one is... Oh my gosh, you're not going to believe it. Chris Conroy. Yay! I'm glad you love it. And Chris, I think I'm seeing you tomorrow, so I will put this with your stuff. Let me put this Chris on here, unless you prefer I mail it out, but I think I'm going to see you tomorrow. Oh, look at that beautiful card. Okay, so let's put that one in there for Chris. And our last card giveaway is... Eyes are closed. Got one. Is Beth. I haven't seen Beth on here yet today. That doesn't mean that she's here and I missed her comment. But Beth, I will be mailing that one out to you. So let me put your name on here. All right. Well, congratulations to all our winners. Let's actually do it this way. We can put this one back out here and see that one while we wrap things up. Okay. Oh, and leave a little sparkle wherever you guys go. Don't forget. All right. So again, tomorrow... or 1 a.m. this morning, our time, we can order out of the new catalog. We have the joining special starting. We have those 2 new kits starting. We have the new product of the month going. Let's see, what else do we have? I think that's it. Let's see, sneak peek again, product of the month, of those that came in a little later. These are the 2 little sneak peeks at the kits that are coming tomorrow. And then the joining special to get the 5 new in-color pads, if that's what you choose for your starter, as part of your starter kit. I think that's it. Yeah. Looks like it's still windy outside. May God bless your week. I hope everybody is happy and healthy and stays safe. Thank you for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. I'm still thinking about switching to going to the my YouTube channel to do my lives, but I'm not there yet. Probably not going to be there for a little while, but I will let you know when that happens. I think that's it. You guys have a great day. Thank you for joining. Chris will be keeping you in prayers. Congratulations to everybody. That's it. Bye, guys.